In the last class, we saw about who were hunters, who were gatherers, and why did they move from place to place. Then we also know about these people from the tools they used, and they used tools for various purposes, like to cut meat and bone, to carve bark and hides, that is animal skins, chop fruit and roots. They also made spears and arrows for hunting, and we learned about many other uses of that tools. Then we saw why did they choose a particular place for living, because many times it was located near the sources of water such as rivers and lakes. Then we also saw about rock painting, water sites. Then we found out about Kurnul caves, which is one of the oldest caves. Then we learned about 3 different ages: Paleolithic period, Mesolithic and Neolithic period. The changing environment, why did it change, and how did the farming and herding begin. Today we have to start with a new way of life. If you plant a seed, you will notice that it takes some time to grow. This may be for several days, weeks, months, and in some cases years. When people began growing plants, it meant that they had to stay in the same place for a long time, looking after the plants, watering, weeding, driving away animals and birds, till the grain ripened. And then the grain had to be used carefully. So if we grow a seed, we can notice that it might take time to grow. It might be several days, several weeks, several months, or in some cases it might be for several years. And when they begin growing, then it means that we have to take care of that place. We have to stay at the same place for a long time, look after the planting, we have to water them, we have to remove the weed. That weed is unnecessary plants that grow around the main crop. Then we have to drive away the birds and animals because they might eat the grains till the time it is completely ripened, and even after that the grain had to be used carefully. As grain had to be stored for both food and seed, people had to think of ways of storing it. In many areas, they began making large clay pots or wove baskets or dug pits into the ground. So if they started growing these things, then they would need vessels to store it. They also stored the food and the seeds. So they started then making large clay pots where they can keep the seeds, or they wove the baskets, or even they dug pits into the ground so that they can store these grains. Do you think hunter-gatherers would have made and used pots? So do you think they have made and used pots? Okay, we'll see. Now, storing animals. Animals multiply naturally. Besides, if they are looked after carefully, they provide milk, which is an important source of food, and meat whenever required. In other words, animals that are reared can be used as a store of food. So animals, they keep on multiplying naturally. If we look after them, the cattle provide us with milk, and even they are important source of food whenever it comes to meat. And in other words, animals can be reared. They used to rear the animals because they used it as a food whenever it was needed. They used it as a store of food. Okay, apart from food, what were the other things that could have been obtained from animals at that time? Can you guess? And what are the animals used for today? Can you relate the difference? Discuss it with your siblings. Now finding out about the first farmers and herders. Turn to map 2. You will notice a number of blue squares. Each marks a site from where archaeologists have found evidence of early farmers and herders. These are found all over the subcontinent. Some of the most important ones are in the northwest, in present-day Kashmir, and in south and east and south India. So if we look at the blue boxes in the map, These are the places like Halur, Payampalli, Kolhiwada, Magar, Chiran, Burzam and Megpur. These are the places from where we found evidence of early farmers and herders, and they are found all over the continents. To find out whether these sites were settlements of farmers or herders, scientists study evidences of plants and animal bones. One of the most exciting finds includes remains of burnt grain. They may have been burned accidentally or on purpose. Scientists can identify these grains, and so we know that number of crops were grown in different parts of the subcontinent. They can also identify the bones of different animals. So, when the archaeologists wanted to find out whether these settlements were of farmers and herders, they started studying the evidence of plants and animal bones they found from there. And one of the most exciting findings includes that the remains of the burnt grain. They may be burned accidentally, unintentionally or on purpose intentionally. But scientists can identify these grains, and because of that we can know that there were number of crops grown in different parts of the continent, and even they could identify the bones of different animals, and they could predict that these were the animals they reared there at that time. Towards a settled life. Archaeologists have found traces of huts or houses at the same sites. For instance, in Burzam, that is located in present-day Kashmir, people built pit houses which were dug into the ground with steps leading into them. They may have provided shelter in the cold weather. Archaeologists have also found cooking hearths both inside and outside the huts, which suggests that depending on the weather, people could cook out food either indoors or outdoors. So when archaeologists excavated the site in Burzam, they found that people at that time built pit houses. Now what are pit houses? Pit houses are the houses that were first dug and then created underground. And then they also saw the steps that lead to these pit houses. They might have created these houses so that they can protect themselves from cold weather. And another projection for the same is that they also found out hearths. Hearths are cooking materials. They found out both inside and outside the house. So this suggests that depending on the weather, people might have cooked food either indoors or outdoors. Stone tools have been found from many sites as well. Many of these are different from the earlier Paleolithic tools, and that is why they are called Neolithic. This include tools that were polished to give a fine cutting edge, and mortars and pestles used for grinding grains and other plant produce. Mortars and pestles are used for grinding grain even today, several thousand years later. At the same time, tools of Paleolithic types continued to be made and used, and remember, some tools were also made of bone. So along with this, we also found some of the evidence of stone tools. Stone tools were found from the many sites, and many of these were different from the ones which were found in Paleolithic tools. So they termed it as Neolithic tools, and these tools included, they were used for grinding grains and other plant produce, like there were mortars and pestles, the ones that is used to grind the spices at home even today. These mortars and pestles are used for grinding grains, and then even after several thousand years. At the same time, tools of Paleolithic continued to be made and used even in the Neolithic age, and some tools were also made of bone. Many kinds of earthen pots have also been found. These were sometimes decorated and were used for storing things. People began using pots for cooking food, especially grains like rice, wheat and lentils, that now became an important part of the diet. Besides, they began weaving cloth using different kinds of materials, for example cotton that now be grown. So many different types of earthen pots were found even at that time, and these pots were very decorated and they were used for storing things. As we all know, they started growing crops and seeds, so they needed these storing materials. Then people also began using pots for cooking food, like for the grains like rice, wheat and lentils, which has now become an important part of the diet. They also began weaving cloth, and they use different kinds of material. Among them is cotton, which we even use today and we can grow even today. Did things change everywhere and all at once? Do you really think that things changed everywhere and at the same time? Not quite. In many areas, men and women still continued to hunt and gather food, and elsewhere, people adopted farming and herding slowly over several thousand years. Besides, in some cases, people tried to combine these activities, doing different things during different seasons. So, men and women, the situation started changing. People changed their lifestyle, but not all together. At many places, men and women continued to grow, hunt and gather food, whereas some people started adopting farming and herding slowly, and it took several thousand years. And in some cases, people also tried to combine these activities, doing different things during different seasons. So we learned about Mehrgarh. We will look into it in a detailed manner. This site is located in fertile plain near the Bolan Pass, which is one of the most important routes into Iran. Mehrgarh was probably one of the places where people learned to grow barley and wheat and rear sheep and goats for the first time in this area. It is one of the earliest villages that we know about. At this site, many animal bones were found. Bones of wild animals such as deer and pig, and also bones of sheep and goat were found. So, Mehrgarh is a fertile land located near the Bolan Pass. It is one of the most important routes into Iran, and one of the places where people learn to grow barley and wheat in the initial stage. Earliest village we know about, one of the earliest village, and at this site many animal bones were found. Bones of wild animals were also found, such as deer and pig, and also the bones of sheep and goat. So domesticated and wild animals both were found at this site. Other finds at Mehrgarh include remains of square or rectangular houses. If you look at the image, we can see that it is either in the square or rectangular houses, and each house had 4 or more compartments. 1, 2, 3, 4 more compartments, some of which may have been used for storage. When people die, their relatives and friends generally pay respect to them. People look after them, perhaps in the belief that there is some form of life after death. Burial is one such arrangement. Several burial sites have been found at Mehrgarh. In one instance, the dead person was buried with goats, which were probably meant to serve as food in the next world. Here, people look after one another. When people died, their relatives and friends generally pay respect to them. Even today, we pay respect to our friends and relatives. People look after the dead people and their belongings, and they believe that even after death there is a form of life. And burial is one such arrangement that they can pay respect to them, to bury them. And these several burial sites were found at Mehrgarh, and in one of the sites they were buried with goats, which were probably meant to serve as food in the next world. Because people eat meat and they used animals as a store of food, it was believed that it might be used in the next world for food. So if we look at what were the things going on in the world at the same time, find France in your atlas. You have to do this. The painting below is from a cave in France, and this site was discovered by 4 school children more than 100 years ago. Paintings like this were made 20,000 and 10,000 years ago, And many of these were of animals such as wild horses, araucos, that is an older wild form of cattle, bison, woolly rhinoceros, reindeer, and bear, painted in bright colors. See, like this, the animals were painted in very bright colors. And these colors were made from minerals like ochre or iron ore and charcoal. Ochre, iron ore, and charcoal. Three different colors. This color is for ochre. Iron, this is from iron ore, and this is from charcoal. It is possible that these paintings were done on ceremonial occasions. Whenever there were ceremonies, these paintings were done. Or perhaps they were made for special rituals performed by hunters before they went in search of prey. It is also believed that they did this painting whenever they went in search of prey. Can you think of any other reason? We will also study about a Neolithic site. Find Turkey in your atlas. One of the most famous Neolithic sites, that is Çatalhöyük, was found in Turkey. Several things were brought from great distances: flint from Syria, cowries from Red Sea, and shells from Mediterranean Sea, and used in the settlement. Remember, there were no carts. Most things would have been carried on the backs of pack animals such as cattle or by people. So one of the most famous Neolithic site is located in Turkey, and to build this site, several things were brought from great distances, from Syria, from Red Sea, or from Mediterranean Sea. And at that time there was no train or no transportation developed, so generally it was carried on the back of the animals, or people carried on.